How did you get here? Your service record was pretty spotless in the beginning. How'd you get where you are now? Yeah. How did I get here? It's a good question. Life. Life beats you down. Life shows you the ropes. It's different when you're a rookie and you're in uniform and you're out there on the street and you think, look at me doing it. I could really have some meaning here. I could do some good. I could make a difference. You really believe that shit when you're young. Wearing that nice uniform, looking sharp on the street. But once you're in it for a while, things change. How so? I mean, you must have felt some duty, some sense of responsibility to the job. You'd gone through all that training. You'd spent all that time learning how to be a police officer, learning the meaning of it, investing all that time into training. How did you become jaded so quickly? It wasn't quick. It was painfully slow. Once you're out there on the street, in the middle of all that, seeing the worst humanity has to offer, getting your shoes dirty in the muck and the mire, the corruption, the dregs of humanity, the worst possible examples of human flesh that you could possibly imagine, day in and day out, seeing the tragedy, seeing the crime. The streets are infested with it. It's way more overwhelming than you could possibly prepare for. It seemed to take forever, but eventually it wore me down. It's just the way it is out there. It's dirty. It's gritty. It's rough. It's real. It's sadly real. Yeah, but you grew up in the Bronx. You knew what it was like. That's why you wanted to become a cop, right? To make a difference, to make things better. How could you have been so surprised by all of that? You're kidding me, right? You obviously, you're still young. You don't know. But it's not what you can't prepare for it. You can't prepare for it once you're in the thick of it, once you see what it really is like. Yeah, I grew up there. And my parents sheltered me from it as much as they could, bless their souls. You don't see any of that stuff when you're a kid. You don't see what it's really like. You may maybe get an idea of it, hear stories, and you read the news, and you hear the adults talking. But then I left the Bronx. I went to college. I moved away. I went to college. I came back thinking I was going to be the big hero. Returning son comes home to do good. Streets beat that out of me. They beat it right out of me. Literally, in some cases. Got my ass kicked many times by the thugs and the criminals and the drug addicts and the dirtbags and petty thieves. It wears you down, like I said. It wears you down, man. That's the reality of it. That's what you don't know. So you just gave up. Fuck you, I gave up. I didn't give up. I kept trying, I kept working, I kept doing the job. I just started taking a more realistic approach to it, that's all. When they fought dirty, I fought dirty. And I just fudged the reports a little bit, that's all. I was still getting the job done. I was still doing my job. I was just surviving. I adopted different tactics. I had to. You don't survive out there unless you start playing the game. You just don't survive. Plenty of guys couldn't cut it. They got out. Maybe they were smart. Maybe they were smarter than me. But you're doing things that are illegal. You're doing things that you would normally arrest somebody for doing. How do you justify that? Justify? I don't have to justify it. Yeah, I bend the rules a little bit, but I'm still getting the job done. Just putting their feet to the fire like they do to us. bend the rules maybe a little bit, break them sometimes if I have to do the job, to survive. Survive. I'm still trying to make a difference. I'm just doing it in a more realistic fashion. If I pit one of them against another one of them, everybody benefits. There's no loss. I get 2 dirtbags off the street instead of 1. If I gotta mix it up with them a little bit in the mud to make that happen, I'll do it. And I'll keep doing it. And I don't have to justify myself to you or anyone. Do the job the way I see fit, the way I think will work. It's the only way I'm gonna survive out there. It's the only way I am gonna make a difference if I ever damn well do. Used to think I was gonna be Bernie Getz. Clean up the streets. One man, one act. And look at the shift he made in New York. Crime rates went down for years after that. I had the naive idea I could be Bernie Getz. Maybe I still can, but it might mean I gotta shoot a bastard in the freaking skull to make it happen. And if that's the case, that's what I'll do. Because Lord knows he'd shoot me if he got the chance. But you're dipping in for yourself while you're at this. How do you justify that? You think that's somehow okay? Make a little money off of what you're doing? Your idea of police work? That's okay for you? You sleep at night like that? Hell yeah, I sleep at night. Like a baby. That's dirty money. What are they going to do with it except no good? They get dirty money from criminals and drug addicts, and they pay dirty money to other criminals and drug addicts. That money's not coming back into the economy. No one's going to see it again except more dirtbags. What are they going to waste it on? Bling, more drugs, booze, hookers, more weapons. I'm doing the public a favor getting that money off the circuit. I'm upcycling it. I gotta fund this little enterprise of mine somehow. Yeah, I don't mind. I sleep just fine, thank you. Just fine. I don't know, Kleiman. I couldn't do what you're doing. Because you don't have the balls for it. Like I said, it's not for everybody. Plenty of my friends got out. Working regular day jobs now. Good on them. Maybe they'll go to heaven. If I end up in hell, I'll be there knowing I did something. I didn't just sit around and watch all this crap go down without trying to do something about it. Yeah. I'll start a turf war any day of the week. It just makes them take each other out, saves us the work. I sleep just fine at night.